So I don't know how many of you guys have ever done this in your life, but well, I'll just ask, has anyone ever thrown themselves a surprise birthday party? No response. That's fair. That's really fair. I did. It was sort of an accident. It wasn't something I did on purpose. Maybe it was. But this is how the night went down. I just moved to Nashville. I just graduated college, and I was so excited about being there in this new place with all these new friends. And so I have a June birthday. We got into the June birthdays. Woo! Nice. There we go. Woo! A lot of bros with the birthdays. There we go. And so I just moved to town, and so my birthday's coming up, and I was like, okay, there's a risk that I take here either way. I can invite people myself and risk looking like an idiot because they're like, dude, why'd you invite me? Of course we're gonna hang on your birthday. Or I can do the opposite, not invite people and assume that everybody's gonna like hang out on my birthday. And then when I see somebody like the week before, I'm like, hey man, what do you do next Wednesday night? They're like, nothing. I'm like, sure. You're good, man. You're good. You got me. I must believe you. Oh, you're serious? Oh yeah, cool. No worries. So what I did is I took the chance and I threw myself a birthday. And here's how this whole thing was. This is the worst part of the birthday was I had to do my own Evite, which is like terrible because in an Evite, you know, you get it and it's from me, and then it says Dave Barnes is throwing a party, and you go, oh, and you click on it, and so it says from Dave Barnes. Dave Barnes is throwing a party for Dave Barnes. RSVP with Dave Barnes for Dave Barnes party. And it was just like an onslaught of me, which is a lot of me. And so I was just like, well, I'm just gonna do it. I sent it out. Well, sure enough, thank goodness, these friends showed up at the party. You know, everybody was pretty good on time. So everybody gets there and we're all hanging, you know. About 20 minutes into the party, one of my buddies comes over and he's like, hey man, he's kind of he's not an awkward guy, but he kind of walks over. He's like, hey man, you mind if I ask you a question? And I was like, no, what's up? You know, he said, I need to ask you in your room in the apartment. And I was like, why? He's like, it's about your guitar. Is your guitar up there? I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, that's it. I gotta go up and ask you about the guitar. I was like, just can't wait. He's like, no, man, I gotta ask you right now. I was like, okay, all right. So like, hey guys, we'll be back. So we walk up there and he sort of he sees it, he picks it up. He's like, man, this is great. Is this a wooden one? He's like, I hope so. That's what I paid for. So he's like, yeah. And he kind of keeps looking at his watch. I see him like intermittently, thank you. You know, every now and then he's like, so it's a 6-stringer. I was like, first of all, who says stringer? It's a 6-stringer? What are we, like the Wild West? You got a 6-stringer there? You know, I was like, second of all, yes, it's 6 strings. It's a 6-string guitar. He's like, yeah. Looks at his watch again, and I'm like, I had a really long goatee at the time, so. And then I put a bead on the end of it sometimes and throw it around. Catch it, tuck it through, and you have a goatee tie. So that night I actually had that, so I was actually doing this. I was curious. That's really weird to do in front of people, I just realized. Anywho. So finally, after about 3 or 4 minutes, he's like, cool, we can go back. I was like, all right, well, that was an awesome 3 minutes I'll never get back. So we walked down the steps back to the pool at the apartment I lived in. Everybody's gone. Nobody's at the pool. And I'm like, thank you for that. Thanks for that birthday. Ew. So as we're walking down, I'm like, what in the world's going on? Everybody left. I was like, what happened there? Like, I left for like a minute, but I was like, hold on. He's almost dead. You! He is gone! Go! And everybody's like grabbing burgers, eating and running, like jumping over the fence, you know, leaving everything behind. What happened? So finally, we get to the bottom step, we open the door to the like the little pool house, and all the lights are off, and all of a sudden they flip on, and everybody's like, surprise! And I'm like, oh my gosh, is it your birthday too? I'm thinking, oh, my buddy had a birthday. This was smart. I'm like, you guys are good, you got him. And he's like, no, dude, we got you. I was like, oh, okay, sure. Whoa, what? Everybody. What is it about? I invited all of you here. I mean, did you guys remember that part? The From Day Barnes to RSVP Day? And I realized at that moment, I was like, thank you, it was a little late, but I'll take it. I was like a wicked witch. I'm like, but I realized at that moment, I was like, I just need new friends. Like, I need to reboot the friend button here in Nashville and just start over with a. This was before Facebook, so I could sort of find people that were like me, you know. No, but so that night was a really beautiful night, and I don't know if you guys struggle with this like I do, but sometimes life just moves so quickly that like, I don't have time to sort of process it as it happens, you know. And so that night, it was just a really fun night. I remember really feeling cared for and loved, and met some new people there I hadn't met before, and then got to hang with friends I'd actually known for a really long time. And so before I went to bed that night, I sat down and was playing the guitar, and this song just sort of happened. It was really, I think, just really inspired by that night. But this is a song called Home.